What's going on, guys? Seth here from Team Union Seth. I am here as your coach of the Philadelphia Spearows for our Week 4 battle in the RPL Season 2.5, our Little Cup Off-Season League. This week we are going up against the Orlando Apolliwags. So if you didn't see the team builder, I'm actually going to fix the screen real quick. There we go. There we go. If you didn't see the team builder, make sure you go check it out. That was uploaded yesterday. It was actually a live team builder, the first one that I've done in a while. So definitely go check that out if you have not, so you know why we're bringing what we're bringing. But on screen, we can see that my opponent has the brings the Omanite, no Honedge, instead the Swirlix. We see Baltoy, we see Fomantis, we see Tailo, and no Geodude. Instead, we see Tepig. So I only got 2 wrong. Not terrible. Also, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe if you like my content, so that you can, the likes help me out, and the subs, you guys can know when I post. So, with the Omanite here, I am definitely going to lead off with my Natu. That was my plan all along, pretty much. Natu actually has a decent matchup in this game. Excuse me. Natu has a decent matchup in this game. So we shall see. So there's the Tailo. So we see the Tailo come out. Do I think it's special or do I think it's physical? Do I want to go into Thor right off the bat? Because this thing just does big damage to me right away. I am Focus Sash, so he's going to be faster than me. I'm going to calc how much we're doing with a Psychic, because damage might be worth it. I don't actually have priority on this team, but I do have the Scarfed Quicksilver. Let's see, Psychic. Psychic actually has a chance to knock this thing out, so that might be worth it. And then I can go into Scarfed Quicksilver and potentially make some reads there. Or I could just straight up go into Jane, live a hit, and kill it. Let me see those rolls for Psychic. How much HP does Tailo have? It has 19. So I have about a 50% chance. Yeah, 50% chance to OHKO. I kind of just want to go for it since this thing is such a big threat. Yeah, I'm just going to go for it. There's a Boom Burst. We live with the Sash, so we know it's special, which is actually good for us. I go for the Psychic, and we knock it out. Excellent. Boom. So you are done. We saw the Life Orb, but that doesn't really matter because you are... Okay, so I am going to check if the Emboar gets Wild Charge. Or, I'm sorry, if the Tepig gets Wild Charge. As we see the Tepig come in here, Spider Ham, I like it. So we're going to see if the Tepig gets Wild Charge. If it does, I don't think Marini would be the best play. But let's see. We do have Sap Sipper on Quicksilver. Rather than... I mean, I think Korg is just our best play overall. Do we see Wild Charge? Yes, this thing does get Wild Charge potentially. So that is something to note. I think Korg is just my best play in general. Does this thing get Scald? This one doesn't. I know Emboar gets Scald, but you do get Grass Knot. So that is definitely something to be aware of. I think Phoenix might be a pretty good play. Oh boy, you have Hidden Power Dragon, not Hidden Power Grass. I don't know how that happened. Okay, well... let's calc my Cyndaquil versus Tepig. LC Life Orb. Wow, this thing is strong. Strong. I could hard predict a Grass Knot because he knows that I'm at 1 HP. I kind of want to do that. I'm going to go on a Quicksilver. Yeah, there's a Wild Charge. Okay. So that's fine. We see the Wild Charge. That's okay, too. I mean, it was most likely either Wild Charge or Grass Knot, predicting either Marini or Korg. But now that we've seen Wild Charge, I'm thinking less and less that he has Grass Knot. So I think my switch into Korg is not bad. He might just switch into the Baltoy here. So a double back into my Natu is not terrible. However, I want to make sure that I still have it available in case that Omanite decides it wants to set up hazards. So, how much is Phoenix taken from a Wild Charge? We don't see an item. Oh no, we did see the life orb. We did see the life orb. Okay. Yeah, Phoenix takes a lot, so we know your orb. Alright, so I figured out why I keep doing that, and it's really bothering me, but anyway, we are still here. Okay, so I can Volt Switch predicting the ball toy. I'm sorry, I could Volt Switch not predicting the ball toy, or I could Volt Switch. I could Volt Switch, or I could predict the ball toy and go into something else. I think Korg handles ball toy decently. We're gonna go into Korg. We're gonna top Korg versus ball toy. Megahorn knocks it out. Earth Power does kill me, which is not good. So I kind of want to just predict that ball toy. How much is Thor taking from this Tepig? Come on. Let's just see. Wild Charge. We're going to our Munchlax. Wild Charge does a little less than half, so we get the Berry Juice back. I'm going to make that switch. I'm going to go into Thor. Predicting either double. Okay, we see the Fomantis. That's actually not too bad. That is not too bad on our part. So I could straight up go for a Facade if I really want to. I could straight up go for a Facade. And get off some big damage on something. I think that's my play. I think that's what I want to go for. I'm just going to go for Facade and start firing off some damage and see what this thing wants to do. I'm not really completely sure what it does. I'm actually going to look it up in Smogon right now. There's a Leaf Storm. We eat that, but it does get the boost. I go for the Facade. Does a little less than half. Probably going to see a Berry Juice on this thing, which would suck. It's either Scarfed. You're either Scarfed or you are Berry Juice. You're either Scarf or you're Berry Juice. How much are we doing to this thing with a Flame Charge from Quicksilver? It doesn't do enough from here. That's if it's defensive, though. Let's see. I mean, it might be defensive. If it's not defensive at all, so it has, like, no bulk. I'm actually going to calc that damage real quick, too. It was about 50 to 60. Okay, so let's calc that damage against Thor. We see Leaf Storm, so it did 42%. So like a Timid Scarf is definitely possible. I don't think it can get 216. Yeah, it cannot. So, no, I think it has to be Modest in that case. I think it needs to be Modest to do that much damage. Possibly. I can't quite tell, but I think I'm just going to go for another Facade, because I'll get my Berry Juice back. Do 42. Is it going to be double the damage? Or I could stack off Korg. I don't know if I'm going to live this hit. It did 40 to 50. So then if you're at +2... Not attack. No, I don't want to just stay in because then I won't live the hit. +2. Yeah, I'm not living that. How much is Phoenix taking? Actually... I'm going to double into Quicksilver. Predicting another Leaf Storm. There's a Synthesis. So we're going to find out. You can't Leaf Storm me, which is not bad. So we see Leaf Storm and we see Synthesis. I'm just writing down that we see the contrary. Let me actually calc that. Not 2 kills. Talo with Psychic. Okay, so I could Volt Switch here. I could Flame Charge. I think Flame Charge actually might be my best play. Get some damage off on this thing. Or I could double. I could double into something like Phoenix. Could double into something like Jane or Vision or Thor again. I don't think my opponent wants to hit me up. Wants to hit Thor. I'm just going to Flame Charge, actually. Yeah, because my opponent stays in. We do about a little less than half. We get the speed boost. We see the Hidden Power Ground, which does end up knocking me out. So we see the HP Ground. Kills Blitzel with Hidden Power Ground. And now we know that you're not Choice, so like I said, probably still Berry Juice. I can just come in with Phoenix and fire off a Lava Plume and do a lot of damage to something. Really unfortunate that this is Hidden Power Dragon and not Grass. I could also go into Natu. How much is a Psychic doing? So Flame Charge did 47% with my Blitzel. So we know it has some bulk. Some bulk. So what are we doing here with Natu? Heat Wave kills. Psychic has a chance to kill. So I'm just going to go to Natu. I want to fire off a Heat Wave, because I want to keep the rest of my team healthy. So I feel like Heat Wave is just a pretty good play here. I can Giga Drain if I need to later. So I'm just going to straight up fire off a Heat Wave. I'm pretty sure this thing doesn't get any kind of priority. So we shall see. Let's see what my opponent wants to go for here. So I'm thinking he might switch out into like Omanite. So if I went into Cyndaquil, I was worried about the Omanite switching in, and then I didn't have HP Grass, obviously, for that. So that was a concern. I didn't really want to be in that situation where I had to switch into the Omanite. With this here, I Heat Wave. If he goes into Omanite, I can fire off the Giga Drain. If he goes into Tepig, I can fire off a Psychic. If he goes into Baltoy, I can Giga Drain. If he goes into Swirlix, I can Psychic or double out to Mareanie. So I have options here, and we will kill with this Heat Wave. We are faster. So that's kind of my thought process here. So obviously I don't want to lose my Natu. I don't want to lose Vision. But I think it makes sense in the play because I don't really see a whole lot of risk of losing Vision here. I need to keep it for the Omanite, but I don't see a ton of risk. I don't see a ton of risk in losing my Natu potentially. So that's where my thought process is right now. So yeah, let's see where we go from here. I really need to figure out a different hotkey for recording. This is starting to get on my nerves. Yeah, it's really starting to get on my nerves, but it is what it is. We shall see what happens. I could actually make it like caps lock. That'll still be annoying. Yeah, that'd be really annoying. My opponent's taking a lot of time to think here, which he does take a good amount of time in most of his plays, but we shall see what he wants to do. I'm thinking he's going to go into Omanite or Tepig. If he stays in, he loses this thing, and this thing, especially since my Blitzel's gone, Leaf Storm does a lot of work to my team. So, oh wait, no, it's Eviolite, because we saw that in the calcs. There's the Tepig. We fire off a little bit of damage with the Heat Wave, and we're pretty sure this is Eviolite. Yeah. So let's see how much a Psychic is doing. We know your Life Orb, and I know I'm faster. We're going to see how much a Psychic is doing. 56 to 69. So we don't kill with a Psychic, which is unfortunate. Definitely unfortunate, but I think Korg is the play here. So I am just going to double into Korg, and I'm actually going to fire off a Stealth Rock probably. This is a superpower, which does a ton of damage. I didn't even think about that. I don't know why I didn't think about that, but I didn't. So we see a superpower. Probably just going to superpower again. I mean, Korg isn't super useful at this moment because I don't really outspeed much on my opponent's team. The switch to Mareanie is very obvious, so I think I'm actually just going to try to get up rocks and potentially sack off Korg. There's a Grass Knot, so he does have the Grass Knot. Okay, so I feel like Marienie's just a good play right now. feel like Marini just makes a lot of sense. He could have Sucker Punch, so I don't really want to go into Vision. So I'm going to go Marini. And I'm thinking he's just going to switch out into the Fomantis. And I want to calc how much a neutral Leaf Storm is doing. 37 to 50. And I can potentially knock it out with a Sludge Bomb. So I'm just going to go for the T-Spike here. Because a -1 Wild Charge is not going to do a ton of damage to me. There's no way. I mean, I'm specially defensive, but still. Does about half. So I'm going to T-Spike. Well, do I think that's useful enough? Yeah, I think it is. I think it'll be useful. Because we could see a Wild Charge here, but... yeah, there's the Wild Charge. There's 41. As I get my T-Spike off. So now I think a Recover is worth it. 100%. Did 41. So I think you just got a low roll. Oh, yeah, that was most of the rolls. Yeah, another 41. So a Recover, definitely worth it here. And I could just go for another Recover, which I think is, again, my best play. So that is just what I'm going to do. He could just Wild Charge and kill himself here, which would not be a terrible play on his part, but whatever he wants to switch in, like Baltoy could be scary. Baltoy could definitely be a scary switch. But I want to get my Marini up to the full health, and I don't want to let Natu go down yet, because I think potential late game hazards could be really good for him, and I don't want that to happen. Kills Rhyhorn with Grass Knot. Yeah, I don't want that to happen, so let's see what my opponent wants to do. I definitely didn't prep well enough for the Tepig. I didn't realize how big of a threat it was. I mean, I had some prep for it, but definitely was not prepped well enough for it. So Marini probably would have been defensive if I had really been concerned about it, rather than specially defensive, but we're managing here. We are managing our risk. Excuse me. We're doing what we got to do. And, yeah, there's another Wild Charge. We recover the damage off, as my opponent does end up knocking himself out. So Tepig dies to... he died to Life Orb, yeah. Tepig dies to Life Orb recoil. And so now anything except for the Baltoy that comes in is going to get Toxic. Now, bringing in Baltoy and just straight up Rapid Spinning would not be a terrible play on my opponent's part. We'd probably see a Psychic move if the Baltoy does come in, versus a ground move, specifically for my Natu. So I think either way I would double into my Munchlax if we do end up seeing the Baltoy, which we do. So we see the Baltoy, 30% max, which is fine, put me in Berry Juice range. I think that is my play, is the Munchlax. I'm going to calc Marini as well. I don't know why I keep typing. Marini. Earth Power doesn't actually kill me from here, but a Scald doesn't kill him either. So I'm just going to go on a Thor. I do get the Regenerator as we see the Rapid Spin, which is, you know, what I expected. So I forced the Rapid Spin, got that switch off, and I can potentially Pursuit, because nothing he does can kill me. So I think a Pursuit would be worth it. Because, can we kill this thing with a Pursuit? We don't kill it with a Pursuit, but we do a lot of damage to it, which would be really nice. So I am going to go for that Pursuit. Or I could just Facade, if I really wanted to. I think Facade is just the better play. Yeah, let's do that. We see the switch into the Omanite, which is fine. It has the weak armor, which is interesting. Now, do I want to risk... do I want to see if he has the hazards? Do I want to switch into Natu for this? I could just Earthquake and knock this thing out. Or I could switch into Natu, predicting a potential hazard. I'm going to see if this thing gets... what this thing gets to handle my... Thor. I don't think he gets any fighting moves. Rock Smash. Gets Rock Smash. But that's it for fighting, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's it for fighting. So we can see a lot of things here. I don't think, let's see if, what's the standard set? Standard is special. Yeah, he can't knock me out with anything. So I could just straight up go for an Earthquake. The way he's played this thing, I don't think it's a hazard setter. So I am just going to go for the Earthquake. Oh, he goes for the rocks. Okay, well, we knock out the Omanite. Okay, so he is a hazard setter, which I could have switched, but it is what it is. We see the Stealth Rock, but it is gone now. So that is pretty unfortunate. Munchlax kills Omanite with Facade. I mean, Earthquake. Not that it really matters, but... So that is unfortunate. The rocks on our side, that just turns Natu into a sack, and definitely weakens the Cyndaquil. However, Cyndaquil does kind of clean up. Cyndaquil does kind of clean up once I get some damage on that ball toy. Because we're doing 57 to 76 to that ball toy. We knock out Fomantis, obviously, and then Swirlix. Swirlix takes 72 to 86 as well. So if I can chip down my opponent's team a little bit, I can definitely get off a very nice mini sweep with Cyndaquil potentially. So I definitely still have the tools to do it. I have this thing for Baltoy, I have the Marini for Swirlix, and I have a Sack and Natu. Cyndaquil can handle the Fomantis if necessary. So we definitely have the means to do it. We know that the Fomantis is not choiced. We haven't seen the Swirlix come out yet, and we know that the Baltoy is Rapid Spin, so most likely either some sort of defensive set, or it could just be an offensive Rapid Spin, so we don't really know that yet. We see the Fomantis come in. Could just go for that Leaf Storm, so we can live 2 Leaf Storms because of the Berry Juice. So I feel like Facade is just my best play here, either way. I don't think Recycle makes a whole lot of sense, so I'm just going to Facade, as we're probably going to see a Leaf Storm. I'd probably Facade and then sack off Natu, and then come in with Cyndaquil. I think that is actually my play, because, okay, we see a Synthesis. So I can play this game all day long, I think. I think I can just play this game all day long. Because we're doing 42% with the Facade, which looks about right. That looks about, yeah, it looks about most of the rolls. But we could potentially get a high roll and do some more damage, depending. Because I'm actually going to divide, so we're going to do this. Let me do 12 divided by 22 is 54%. I'm confused. Oh well. I'm just going to Facade again. I have more Facades than he has Synthesises. So I get my Berry Juice back as we fire off the Facade. Now I think my play here is straight up sack off Vision and go into Cyndaquil, because Thor definitely handles the Baltoy well. And yeah, this thing gets O-Code. So I am just going to sack off Vision, as my opponent might Synthesis, but also might just Leaf Storm. So either way, it doesn't really matter, because Cyndaquil comes in and kills this thing. So Natu dies to Stealth Rock damage from Omanite, and now I go into Cyndaquil, and I Lava Plume, which 2-KOs the Baltoy. It actually 2-KOs the rest of his team, but I straight up Lava Plume. Actually, I could Flame Charge if I really wanted to. I'm 17 speed, so I don't think Flame Charge makes a whole lot of sense, but it could potentially... If that Baltoy is Scarfed for some reason, that's the only reason that I would do that. So I am actually going to Flame Charge, because why not? You see the Flame Charge. Cyndaquil kills Baltoy with Flame Charge. I'm sorry, not Baltoy. Fomantis. And I don't see a reason not to Lava Plume here. I'm just going to fire off the Lava Plume. We do a good amount of damage. And here comes the Earth Power. Okay. So we see Baltoy kills Cyndaquil with Earth Power. And we don't see an item on it. So it could be, let's actually calculate that damage so we can see if it is Eviolite or not. It looks like Eviolite. Yeah, that is Eviolite damage. That looks like Eviolite damage. Could even be a little bit bulkier too. So, with that knowledge, I'm actually gonna mark down Eviolite. With that knowledge, Facade 2 KOs from here. And how much does Facade do to the Swirlix? Facade 2 KOs the Swirlix. Earth Power doesn't kill Jane. Yeah, I definitely just go Thor, no matter what. Now, is Recycle my best play here? I think Recycle is my best play. I think Recycle is my best play. I could Pursuit, because Pursuit does 2 KO this thing. Pursuit does 2 KO. Pursuit does 2 KO. And if he switches, it knocks him out. But I can always just Recycle and then go into Jane if he switches into the Swirlix. I don't think Swirlix can really do a whole lot to me. So I think Recycle is my best play. Although it's tough because I don't want him to switch into... I don't want to be too weak. So yeah, I'm just going to Recycle. As we've seen, Earth Power, 23%, no special defense drop. So we get that Berry Juice back. And now I'm very free to Pursuit if I really want to. I don't think that makes a whole lot of sense. However, I'm not knocking him out with this Facade. So I think Pursuit is just straight up the better play. We see a Shadow Ball. Doesn't knock me out. Not really sure why my opponent went for that, but we get a crit. That crit didn't matter because I 2-KO'd him anyway. Not really sure why we saw a Shadow Ball, but obviously Pursuit is my play again here. He doesn't want to activate the Berry Juice. That's why he went for the Shadow Ball. He doesn't want to activate the Berry Juice. That's interesting. Because I could go into Jane. So I could play that game. I could go into Marini and take a Shadow Ball. And then double back into Thor and try to get that Berry Juice back. That is a game right there. That is definitely something that could happen. I'm gonna go into Swirlix. I don't think Swirlix has a set on Smogon. I think it's banned. I think that's why. So let's just say, you know, it's max attack, play rough. I feel like that's the worst it could do to me. It only does half, so it doesn't knock me out from here. Now, if he belly drums, it does do a lot to my Munchlax, but does it kill Marini? It doesn't kill Marini. So yeah, Pursuit is just my best play. We see an EP. We get the Berry Juice back, which is cool. So Munchlax kills Baltoy with Pursuit. And now I just Facade. I know I live a +6 play rough. Do I live a +6 return? I didn't really think about that. Yeah, that's not good. I do not. I have a chance. Hiroko's after rocks. Yeah, I think I lost. Dang. Yep, it's belly drum. That's GG. Yeah, that was just stupid on my part. Well, if he's adamant. If he's not adamant, but he is adamant. Swirlix kills Munchlax with return. And then, yeah, Jane doesn't live this. There's no reason for him to be jolly. GG. Dang, man. Dang it. Because if I had switched into... If I had switched into... Okay, well, okay, if I had switched into Natu on the Omanite, I would have bounced back the rocks. It would have helped a lot. But... yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of that last sequence. If I had switched into Marini on the... Well, he Earth powered either way, so it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't have mattered. Yeah, no, I just misprepped making... Because I was thinking about play rough as opposed to return, so it was just misprep. That really sucks, too. Dang, man. Yeah, I just misprepped. Because if I was defensive, let's throw this into the calc. If I had 15, I think I can have 16 defense. That's where he maxes out at. No, 15. That doesn't really matter what I move here, but so max out at 15. And that return is a way lower roll. Not way lower, but it's lower. Well, if I was... Hold on. Yeah. If I was defensive, there was only one roll that my opponent could get to kill me. If I was fully physically defensive for this thing, there was only one roll he could get to kill me. So that was the misplay. That was the misprep. That one misprep of making Marini special instead of physical is what cost me that game. I mean, I could have made better plays here and there. I could have been better prepped for the Tepig. But man, if I had made this thing defensive rather than specially defensive, ugh, that would have made all the difference. But what are you gonna do? So, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if there's other things that you thought I could have done better. Like I said, better prep for the Tepig and defensive Marini, I think, were the two main things that I did wrong. I don't think I played that bad. I think I played somewhat safe, but I did make reads where I needed to. It's just disappointing. I had that. I know I had it too. Little mispreps, but anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you like my content. Other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.